I know Usher's like y'all golden boy. Y'all put him up there with Chris Brown. Like, that's y'all dog. He can't do no wrong. Y'all put him up there. That's cool. But we gotta hold him accountable for lining Justin up. Technically, he lined him up, cuz. Did he do it? Did he do it? Did he
right
do
now,
it?
he's having 48 hours with Diddy.
Hot cocoa for the win.
They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing.
Hanging out with a 15-year-old at your crib is crazy.
But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
It's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. What do you mean by that, sir?
That boy,
Why
Blackie.
exactly was Diddy, one of the most powerful men in music, spending
Y'all go
2 days with a 15-year-old Justin Bieber? And why couldn't they talk about what they were doing? Those are some very good questions, and the more you look into it, the weirder it gets. See, Diddy is no stranger to questionable relationships, and today he's at the center of multiple lawsuits and shocking accusations. People have dissected his connections to countless celebrities over the years, but what's rarely discussed is the relationship he built with a teenage Justin Bieber. Pop star Justin Bieber has been in the spotlight.
Hey, so I just learned about this recently with all the cause I didn't watch other videos, but it's my first time watching this one. I did not know that Usher introduced Justin Bieber to Diddy. So look. Let's be honest, cuz. Let's be honest. If we gonna fault Diddy for what he did to Justin, I know Usher's like y'all golden boy. Y'all put him up there with Chris Brown. Like, that's y'all dog. He can't do no wrong. Y'all put him up there. That's cool. But we gotta hold him accountable for lining Justin up. Technically, he lined him up, cuz. He gave him to Diddy. He brought a 15-year-old and left him alone with Diddy. I don't know all the details. Nobody do, but Justin knows.
A teenager. His rise to fame started in 2000.
Is he still cool with Usher is the question. Because if he not still cool with Usher, that lets you know everything you need to know.
When music manager Scooter Brown discovered him on YouTube at just 13 years old.
And I know this
That's crazy work. I ain't never seen this video before. This man got the Avatar haircut.
much is true, baby. You have become
You need to spank for
my
that haircut, Jess.
addiction. I'm so strung out on you, baby. You.
Recognizing his raw talent, Scooter Brown brought a 14-year-old Justin Bieber to Atlanta, where he eventually met Usher. Together, Scooter Brown and Usher created a joint venture record label.
Look, man, we can be open and honest. I did not like this nigga growing up, bro. I did not like this nigga. Cause he had all the hoes. Justin had all the hoes, cuz. You couldn't go nowhere. Your crush was listening to Justin. Your auntie was listening to Justin. Your sister was listening to Justin. Bro, it was Bieber season, bro. You couldn't get away from it. I did not like him growing up, but you couldn't hate on him, bro. You just him, man. He was in his prime. Justin Bieber was him. Not gonna lie,
And
he was him, bro.
Justin
You couldn't do
Bieber.
nothing about it. And this back in the time where, look, I'm big bro. I'm damn near unk status. We had flip phones, so you had to record ringtones from the TV or from the computer and save it to your, you know what I'm saying? So they was doing that with the Justin growing up. Could not get away from this dude.
And he's always kidding around as he is right now.
It was him though. Gotta give him a part. It was him.
Is that right?
What? Yeah. Yes.
Justin Bieber and Usher quickly built a strong
ain't the only one
bond.
feel that way.
Usher took Justin under his wing, helping guide his career as he transitioned from an internet sensation to a global star. By 2010, Justin Bieber's career skyrocketed, selling out stadiums, topping charts, and becoming one of the biggest pop stars in the world at a very young age. But while most people remember his swift rise, what often goes overlooked is who he was surrounded by in those early years. And that's where Diddy comes into the equation. See, most of the adults around Justin Bieber at the time were directly connected to his music career. Usher, for example, wasn't just a mentor. He was someone who gave Bieber a blueprint for navigating the industry, helping him
Ooh. Why Usher nose look like that? Did Usher get a nose job? Usher nose don't look like that. Bro, I'm quick to sidetrack. I got ADHD. Look, what what is going on? That is not his nose. What? Has his nose always been like that? No, see, this is what I'm used to seeing. When did Usher nose get that big, bro? Nah, cuz this some alternate reality shit, dog. This look normal. This ain't that. I'm sorry, Trey.
Transition from a viral sensation to a polished artist. But as far as Diddy's involvement, well, that was a little different. The moment Diddy found out about Justin Bieber, he took a keen interest in him, unlike Usher, who mentored Bieber from a musical standpoint. Diddy's fascination seemed a little extra. It wasn't just about the music. It was about access, influence, and something else that didn't quite fit the mold of a typical industry cosign. And to make it even more intriguing, Diddy promised Bieber something most 15-year-olds could only dream of: a white Lamborghini Aventador.
Yeah, so as soon as you turn 16, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you rock this every time you come to LA.
Promise that man the hope.
So every time you come to LA, it's a little dusty, but you know.
At the time of this video, Diddy was promoting his album Last Train to Paris, a project from his musical trio, Dirty Money, which included Diddy himself, Kalena
Allowing a kid, I just thought about that. Allowing a kid to bust cheeks in your mansion is crazy.
Harper, and Don Richard. Because Justin at the time was rapidly
Allegedly
rising to fame, a lot of people assumed Diddy's interest in him was just a promotional move, aligning himself with the hottest new star to stay relevant. But here's where things get interesting. This wasn't the first time Diddy took a young singer under his wing. Back in the 90s, Usher, as a teenager, actually lived with Diddy in New York.
For all you Ushers, look, man. If anybody know what went on firsthand, your boy do. Usher was in the same situation. So if Diddy did what he did with Bieber, best believe he either done it or tried it with Usher. And for you to know that and still line up another 15-year-old, bro, you call it what you want, bro. If it come out to be true, that's demonic. That's
New York City.
Come on,
and
bro.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
See?
Now,
Come
years
on,
later,
bro.
History seemed
Come on. He wouldn't even send his own kids there, but he sent his dog, Justin, the kids. Look, all right.
to be repeating itself. Except this time, the new teenage star was Justin Bieber.
There's a site that nobody knows about. You just put some
Joe Money
basic
Twin.
info in like this. Look at all these better rates coming up now.
By early 2010, Diddy and Justin Bieber started appearing together more frequently at major music industry events. Their relationship seemed to grow over time, and most people didn't think much of it. After all, Diddy himself described their connection as just a friendship. About a year later, Justin and Diddy were seen together in the studio, where Diddy questioned why Bieber hadn't been reaching out to him lately. This was at the peak of Justin Bieber's initial success.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you
Look. First, peep cuz nervous energy. And second, tell me he ain't talking to Bieber the same way them perverted unks talk to them young shorty. Like, you know what I'm talking? Yeah. How you been? You ain't been hitting me up in a minute. Like, how you doing? You don't call me no more. It's the same, bro. It's the same energy.
try to get in contact with me.
Bro. It's the same energy.
Yes.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Come
Starting to
on.
act different, huh? You ain't been
You
calling
acting
me and
funny
hanging
now.
out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Hey, cool.
You never really got
It's
my
not
number.
funny. This is a
But
serious
Diddy's
situation.
involvement with Bieber went beyond just public appearances. He wasn't
He
just co-signing the
nervous.
hottest
Like,
new
come on,
artist.
bro. He
He
look
was bringing
uncomfortable.
Justin into his personal world, and he made sure everyone knew just how much he valued their relationship.
In the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice
Has your
person
arms around,
besides
for
his
sure.
talent. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
In an interview with Jimmy Kimmel from 2011, Diddy publicly praised Bieber, but the way he talked about him left people with more questions than answers. Diddy publicly embraced Justin as one of the greatest kids you could ever know. But what exactly did he mean by that? Well, only P. Diddy knew. In this 2011 interview with Jimmy Kimmel, Diddy, while Bieber was still a teenager, jokingly stated that they didn't discuss what they do together behind the scenes on TV. But that wasn't all. He also mentioned that Bieber had access to his house, a statement that, in hindsight, raises even more questions.
He had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house.
What do you mean by access to the house? So he had, hold on, I'm trying to make sure this thing right. So he just show up to Diddy's spot, like he had a key to, all right. Nobody suspect nothing. Okay.
House, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
It was all laughter in the moment, but looking back, some people have started to question what Diddy really meant. As their relationship continued to grow, Justin Bieber and Diddy were seen together more frequently. Then in 2015, at the age of 21, Diddy allegedly gave Bieber his first shot.
The truth was always there. He gave you subliminals. In many of his interviews, he gave everybody subliminals of what was going on. Nobody pieced
of alcohol, an interaction that was caught on camera.
21, man. 21 and we're having our first shot.
Diddy juice.
First shot ever. Do not believe anything you hear. It's on the hell of a trick, which is big. You can't make it around this.
A year later, in March 2016, Diddy was still staying close to Justin. In a resurfaced video from his 22nd birthday, Diddy gave Bieber a Bad Boy Entertainment jacket. Justin kinda looked out of it, but he still smiled as he accepted a gift. In 2020, Justin Bieber sat down for a raw and emotional interview with Zayn. Diddy was still staying close to Justin. In a resurfaced video from his 22nd birthday, Diddy gave Bieber a Bad Boy Entertainment
I'm talking about spaced out
jacket. Justin kinda looked out of it, but he still smiled as he accepted a gift. In 2020, Justin Bieber sat down for a raw and emotional interview with Zane Lowe. He opened up about everything: his past self, destructive behavior, the pressures of fame, and how his life had changed since marrying Haley Baldwin. But one moment in particular in this interview stood out. At one point, Justin Bieber broke down in tears talking about protecting Billie Eilish. He reflected how hard it was being young in the music industry, how people claimed to love him, only to turn their backs in an instant. He didn't want Billie Eilish to go through what he did. He wanted to be there for her, to make sure she didn't lose herself the way he almost did.
Bro. It was hard for me.
I know it's like
being that young, and
I know you can't really. I don't know, cause part of me feel like he's still protecting people, but at the same time, he probably still trying to protect his past image, cause like people don't really want to just trauma dump the actual details on the internet. But like, I don't know. I feel like we need to know. I feel like we need to know.
Being in the industry and not knowing where to turn. And
if you've been in a car accident within the last year, I've got one major question for you. Do you know the best way to get the maximum amount you're owed in the shortest time?
Yeah, drop your insurance. Save you money.
Justin knew exactly what it was like to be young, famous, and surrounded by powerful people. He saw firsthand how certain relationships in the industry can shape your future, for better or worse. And now, years later, he was looking back at his own experience, hoping Billie Eilish doesn't end up in the same situations he did.
People take for granted encounters, and I just want to protect her, you know? I don't want her to go through anything I went through.
It's sad, bro. I can only imagine.
The moment was eye-opening. Justin has been famous since he was a kid, constantly surrounded by adults, including P. Diddy. Maybe this was his way of subtly exposing that something did happen to him. Maybe looking out for Billie Eilish in this situation was him making sure.
Side note, what do y'all think worse? Being a kid in the industry or being a kid in the TV business like Nickelodeon and Disney? Which do y'all think is darker?
History doesn't repeat itself. That same year, Justin dropped a song titled Lonely. On this song, he reflected on the dark side of growing up in the spotlight, how fame isolated him, how his mistakes were put on display, and how the industry watched him struggle without stepping in. Everybody knows my past now, like my house was always made of glass, and maybe that's the price you pay for the money and fame at an early age. And everybody saw me sick, and it felt like no one gave a shit. They criticized the things I did as an idiot kid. Was Justin speaking generally about the pressures of fame, or was he alluding to something or someone from his past? You would decide. And then came Diddy's arrest. The entire industry was shocked. There had always been whispers, allegations.
Scary, bro. I don't even want to look at it too long. That man
talk behind
is
the scenes about Diddy's behavior, but this time the feds came down on him. One of the people many expected to speak out was Justin Bieber due to the close.
Oh Lord, my cheap internet.
ever since his arrest. A source even claimed he's been advised to stay as far away as possible. Despite his history with Diddy, Bieber reportedly wants nothing to do with him. Now, while these claims haven't been confirmed, they wouldn't really be surprising. With everything going on, Justin has been focusing on his personal life, his family, and his newborn son. But behind the scenes, sources say this has been hard for him to process. His past with Diddy runs deep, and now it seems like he's doing everything he can to separate himself from it. And the question is, did P. Diddy do something to Justin? If so, what exactly did he do? This entire conversation is of course speculative, because from the outside looking in, we can never truly know. But what we do know is that Justin Bieber has been mistreated by many adults in the music industry. Over the years, he's been involved in countless situations where powerful figures have said and done questionable things to him as a kid. There are a few instances where Justin was actually essayed by well-known figures, stories that most people don't even know about. What makes it even worse? Well, some of these were caught on camera. Two in particular stand out, and the first one was an inappropriate conversation during his interview with James Corden.
They were touching on cuz, everything, asking them sexual questions as a kid.
Thank you. How old are you? I'm 16. I'll be 17.
And the crowd like just eating it up.
Ever remember smelling that good at 16?
Hey,
like
call it what you want. Had this been a young female star? Yeah, all right.
Wow.
Watching a grown man make suggestive remarks to a 16-year-old kid like this, absolutely disgusting and inappropriate.
A 16-year-old boy like that, but had it been a 16-year-old
girl, who literally essayed Justin Bieber on live television. This happened back in 2012 at the American Music Awards.
Had this been a male host and a 16-year-old female singer, yeah,
she came up behind him, grabbed his neck, forced a kiss on him, and even grabbed his butt. Now the question is, how exactly did her and so many other adults get away with the, shit they did to Justin? Wouldn't be too crazy because, the entertainment industry has always been a demonic place. What makes this even worse is that when she was asked about it in an interview, McCarthy admitted to what she did. She even joked about it, calling it cougar grape.
How have you been enjoying the night so far?
Great. I just got to neck Justin Bieber and grab his butt. I want some Bieber fever, and I want a Bieber rash.
Not at all.
Maybe a cougar rape.
Again, I have absolutely no clue how these adults got away with treating Justin Bieber like this, who was just a kid at the time. These are things that
he was a young boy, and he wasn't a young girl.
Justin Bieber had to go through.
Yeah,
and in a lot of ways, it explains his behavior over the years. Because when you really think about it, some of the ways he acted could have been a trauma response to what was done to him. That's just my personal theory. Justin has always been seen as the problem. When Justin lashed out, when he was reckless, when he seemed out of control, he was ridiculed. Every mistake he made was turned into a headline. Every outburst was labeled as entitlement or bad behavior. But what if it was deeper than that? What if the real story wasn't about a spoiled pop star acting out, but a kid who grew up too fast in an industry that took his innocence away from him? I personally don't think that's too far-fetched, because when you kind of take a step back and look at the full picture, it all starts to make sense. Justin might have not been some rebellious pop star going through a, so-called bad boy phase. He was a kid who had been surrounded by powerful figures in the industry, some of whom clearly didn't have his best interests at heart. And that, of course, brings us to Diddy. From the very beginning, Diddy took a special interest in Justin. The extravagant gifts, the 48-hour mentorship, it all seemed like an industry cosign at the time. But looking back, was it really just that, or was there something deeper going on behind the scenes? Then years later, we see Bieber break down in an interview, talking about wanting to protect another young artist, Billie Eilish, from the same things he went through. And now, in the wake of Diddy's arrest, he's reportedly distancing himself completely, staying silent, and doing everything he can to separate himself from that past. It's not hard to see why. Whatever happened behind closed doors, Justin clearly wants no part of it anymore. The truth is, we may never know. But what we do know is that Justin Bieber's rise to fame wasn't as glorious as it seemed. And when you connect the dots, his silence on Diddy might just speak louder than any statement ever could. If you made it this far, you can't leave this video without dropping a like. Thank you guys so much for watching this video.
Show,
here, my name is Black.
No, we'll never know. We'll never know. Cause let's be honest, dog. As a guy, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. He not gonna expose that to the public, bro. He not. All right, y'all.